Sam, what if Ivy hired David to pose as Grace's husband? And John really isn't their son?
Honey, I know you hate and despise the Cranes, but this is going too far.
No, sweetheart, I don't think so.
I had my suspicions about David when he first arrived in Harmony. But I checked his story out with the Hall of Records in Hartford. They have a marriage license.
Can't records be fixed?
Of course they can. It wouldn't be easy. It takes someone with connections. Someone with power. Money.
And Sammy, who do you think has all of these things? Ivy Crane. This is exactly something that she can and would do.
Bye-bye, Ivy. This time I've got you. DC took the bait. And now Sam is gonna go fishing and find out it is all true. And you'll be caught. And this time, you are gonna fry.
You think David works for Ivy?
Think about it, Sam. Ivy couldn't get you to leave Grace, so she hires David to get Grace to leave you for him.
Even if that's true, it's not gonna work. Grace and I love each other very much, and our marriage is rock solid. David isn't a threat to us.
Sam, what are you thinking about?
Nothing. Look, it's like I said. David isn't a threat to Grace and me.
TC, I have to agree with Sam. Grace told David that she wanted the marriage annulled, that she wants to stay with Sam and the kids. He hasn't fought her on it.
Yeah, sweetheart, but he hasn't given her the annulment papers yet.
But all the evidence says that David's legit.
What about John?
What about him?
John, David, I mean, this whole thing is a lie. This whole thing is a lie that has been manufactured and manipulated by Ivy Crane to break up your marriage to Grace. Sam, and if this woman wins, that means you're free. You're free to be with Ivy.
You are toast, Ivy. Burnt toast.
You're suggesting that John's posing as Grace's son for a marriage to David?
Maybe when Ivy saw that David alone couldn't break up your marriage, she had to raise the stakes. I mean, bring in a kid that's going to pull on Grace's heartstrings or something.
There isn't any proof that John or David have anything to do with Ivy.
Honey, we found David in Ivy's room earlier. We overheard her say that she would destroy him if he didn't do what she wanted.
She was ordering him to get her some more pain pills.
No, honey, I don't buy that. I think there's something more going on between these two. And I think I know what it is.
Thanks to me for suggesting it.
I mean, look how long it took for Ivy to bring out the truth about Ethan's paternity. Years. Think how many bullets this woman had to dodge for that. Finding an imposter to break up a marriage is like a cakewalk for someone like her.
But Sam checked out David's story and it proved true.
Honey, records can be doctored. People can be paid to lie. Especially when money's no object. Now, guys, I think the only way to know the truth is to have a DNA test. This way we will know for sure if John is or is not Grace and David's son.
They're on to you, Ivy. They know exactly what you're up to.
Sammy, a DNA test will prove whether or not John is Grace and David's son. If he is, David's legit. If he isn't,
then Ivy will have reached an all-time low.
Well, it's Grace I'm worried about. She's accepted John as her son. I can't ask her to make him take a DNA test. Come on, guys, it would kill her.
And learning she's been set up wouldn't? Sam, I know you don't want to hurt Grace, but if this were any other case you were working on, you would want to know the truth. You would demand to have a DNA test.
Damn right I would.
Sammy, do it. You and Grace deserve to know the truth. Do it before Grace gets too close to John.
What is all this about John not being my son? Why are you saying John is not my son? I mean, how could he not be?
Grace, honey, don't get upset. John probably is your son. It's just we don't have any proof.
Oh, well, why do we need proof? I mean, what's going on here?
TC was suspicious the way Ivy was acting with David earlier.
I think Ivy threatening to destroy him is more than his refusal to get her pain medication.
TC thinks it's possible that Ivy hired David to come to Harmony with the sole purpose of breaking our marriage up.
What?
Think about it, Grace. Ivy tried to get you away from Sam and she couldn't. Now she's using David to get you away from Sam.
But everything that David has said from the beginning has been true. You had checked out everything.
But TC thinks that with enough money and influence, power, anything can be faked.
Like when the government gives people in the witness protection program whole new identities.
Well, but Ivy? I mean, come on, she is in too much pain to conceive and execute such a complex plot.
But Ivy was in perfect health when David first came to town.
And since he couldn't break us up, TC thinks that Ivy brought John in to team up with David. She knows having his son would help ease the pain of us losing
Oh,
our
come on. Look, I don't believe this.
Look, I don't believe it either. But on the other hand, we don't have rock-solid proof that John really is your son. Now, TC thinks it's best that John take a DNA test just to make sure. And I think it makes sense to put any doubts to rest.
You think we should take a test?
Yes, I do.
Well, no, Sam. And TC, I am sorry. But I think it is your anger at the Cranes that's making you come up with something this outlandish. And John is my son. I am sure of it.
Well, here's someone who would know the truth. Whatever that is.
Tell you the truth about what, TC?
Tell us if you're working for Ivy. Tell us if she hired you to play Grace's husband in hopes of trying to get Sam back.
You don't pull any punches, do you?
Just answer the damn
Just stop
question.
it, both of you. But David shouldn't be treated like this when he's been nothing but kind and decent to me.
Oh, I hope I haven't missed anything.
He shouldn't be questioned like a common criminal.
We can't trust him to tell the truth anyway.
Like TC said, there is a way to find out if David is Grace's husband and John is their son, a DNA test.
Grace, you don't have to agree to this. I know how happy having John in your life has made you, all right? I don't want to take that away from you.
No, TC raised a doubt about John being my son. I believe he is, but if there's any question and we need to get to the proof, then let's just get on with it.
Are you sure?
Look, I believe that I am John's mother. But you need hard evidence. You're a cop. And I know that that will eat away at you, and I think it'll eat away at our marriage if we don't know for sure. So we will ask John to take a DNA test, and we will find out for once and for all that I am John's mother.
So how do you feel about that, David? Do you object of John taking a DNA test? So any objections to John taking the DNA test?
No, none at all.
He's bluffing.
You're welcome to have John take a DNA test.
Grace, are you sure about this?
We need to erase any doubt for once and for all.
You're right, Grace. It's best to end this nightmare now before you're more hurt in the end.
Well, I'll just make arrangements to give John a DNA test.
And we'll prove if he's David and Grace's son. And if he's not, I was right. David is working for Ivy.